Hey guys, Kuri Rinji here, and there has been Twitter troubles once again. What kind of troubles? Well, this time of the FGC furry kind. So, some of my favorite things on the internet, especially on social media, have come together to form this amalgamation of nonsense that is Twitter, currently X. Well, what's today's story about? Well, there's this furry, calls himself Tim Tiger 16, and he decided to have a problem with specific characters in Tekken, especially in Tekken 8, the latest in the long-running series of fighting video games. And to preface this, if you don't know what a race baiter is, a race baiter is someone that uses their race or other people's races, because it doesn't matter if they're actually the type of skin color or ethnicity they claim to defend. And they use their race or other people's race in order to make either nonsensical arguments or to just make up things that are completely untrue in order to score very fast points with equally terminally online people such as themselves. So what is Tim Tiger 16's reasoning for attacking Tekken and even adding the game's executive producer, Harada? Well, let's take a look. The only reason why Eddie Gordo hasn't been revealed yet is because the creators of @Tekken are racist and don't care about black characters or dark-skinned people. It's going to be a while until the real fighters come out instead of these white Latins and Asians. A little bit of racism thrown in here as well. But you know, it is what it is. These people have very little self-awareness to begin with. And guess what? Katsuhiro Harada, not taking this lightly, decided to actually respond to Mr. Tim Tiger 16, the race baiter. And he had this to say. If you think you can just claim anything that way and it will pass, you are mistaken. Leroy and Raven will kick your ass. Come to think of it, there are no Japanese characters in the American dramas and movies that I love, but I have never felt discriminated against because of it. What do you think is the crucial difference between you and me? I am sure you don't understand. You are not logical at all, and you are simply a delusional person who doesn't even realize that even if you were in an emotional argument, it doesn't make sense. Well, this feltoning, I don't think you can recover from that. I think brother has been put in the coffin and he's just ready to be buried at this point. But, you know, when it comes to certain people on the internet, especially when it comes to furries, I know I'm making a very generalized argument here, but some of them do not give up, even if they're completely in the wrong. Even if they lost the argument a long time ago, they will continue to double down. Well, and guess what would happen to Mr. Tim Tiger 16 here? He got community noted on top of getting absolutely destroyed by Harada. This post suggests there are no black characters in Tekken 8, which is untrue. There are currently 2 black characters in Tekken 8's roster. But again, Mr. Tim Tiger did not want to give up. He continued, replying to all kinds of people, and even later on to Harada himself. How the F does that make any sense? Oh my lord, I'm not racist and neither are they, especially the other black people calling you out. You're just pointing out how horribly stupid and flawed your claims are. You can request stuff without being an a-hole about it. Of course they are. They should be blaming @Harada_Tekken, while we should be working together, but instead you all want to play the blame game because you all don't have respect for anybody but yourselves. Well, a little bit of schism going on there. People aren't on his side because, you know, there's a limit to how much stupid you can ingest and without it making you stupid yourself. And I think that threshold has been reached with Tim Tiger's arguments here. Well, let's continue with some more. Second of all, I never started. I felt like I was being discriminated. This is him replying to Harada directly. Again, solely I was just stating obvious facts that how you replace Bruce with that ghetto A Sagat thing you called in quotation mark diddled your mom. Skull emoji. And you know, then he got roasted for being a furry too, because why not? At this point, like, nothing's off the table. You're the furry, shut the hell up, man. And then it continued. And goddamn proud of it, you effing weeb. It's your go back to school before you argue with an intellectual, you stupid bully. I am in school, basically, learning Japanese and doing something productive, instead of whining about stuff that doesn't matter. Clearly you haven't learned S since you went all the way to Japan and still can't even spell common literature. He never said he went to Japan, but you know, reading comprehension is off the table here as well at this point. I never been to Japan. What are you talking about? Well, maybe you should go, because whatever you're doing is not working. Skull emoji. And then there's more. Bro, Leroy and Raven are right there. What? Delete Leroy from the game. Should have been DLC. Want black representation, but also want black characters removed from the game? What the F you smoking, bro? I said he should have been DLC. Frowning emoji. You literally said delete him from the game. You're clearly high / having underlying issues with the people you're claiming to defend here. He wants his characters to be purchasable. And I'd like to point out that he wants black characters specifically be removed from the game and be purchasable. Think about it. He wants black characters exclusively, at least according to his reasoning here, to be purchasable. I implore you, dear viewers, think about the implications of this statement. I don't think you can do that anymore in today's society. I think that thing has been abolished since the end of the American Civil War. I don't think you can do that. Even though, you know, there were black owners of black people beforehand, but maybe he wants to go back to those times, because then he could purchase the people that disagree with him and maybe force them to agree with his nonsense. But, you know, it is what it is. Let's continue, because this is not the end. So is this part where you pretend Leroy and Raven never existed? Bro, I don't care about these new black characters. I'm talking about Bruce and Armor King. What have you been in the past 10 years? Sounds like you just hate black people yourself. More like you're a clown that needs to shut the F up before you get unalived. So yeah, he went from nonsensical race baiting arguments to death threats. Because why not? Please don't do this. And here's his screenshots pointing out Leroy and Raven being in the game. Leroy should be DLC. I don't even like him. Raven is okay, but I miss Bruce and Armor King. But your whiny argument stated too many whites, Latins, and Asians. Armored King is presumed to be Mexican or of Hispanic descent. So that makes no sense. No Mexican is that dark, bro. You'll be exceptional. Oh, okay. There's no black skin, dark skinned Mexicans. There's Mexicans out there in the wider world, and maybe also in my my viewership. In case you didn't know, you cannot be that dark. You just can't, because Mexicans are all a weird shade of white going into shades of tan. No black people in Mexico. I'm sorry. You should apologize this time. Now I'm still waiting for mine for him, ruining every character in the game, including Kuma. He's just getting very, very bitter at this point. And, you know, guess what happened after that? Him thinking that after he made a clown of himself in front of the wider internet, getting community noted, getting a direct reply from Tekken 8's executive producer. You think he thought he could go back to normalcy, but nope. This is what happened next. He hears him pleading to for somebody to play Xenoverse with him. So once somebody to play Xenoverse with, damn, is that so much to ask? No one's going to play with anything with you. Good, because apparently Twitter and Tekken community is full of trashy, whiny babies, said the guy that tried to raise bait his way via a whiny argument. It's really not surprising that you have no friends. It's really not surprising you're a D-riding weeb with no followers like everyone else. Even when I had my other profiles, they had way more friends than you. It was just devolving to childish arguments here too. Like how low can this furry go? Probably very low. But he hasn't reached these levels yet. Can he do it before this video is over? But there's no black characters in Dragon Ball, right? See what I mean? Y'all y'all are the real racists. Glad I made my point, which is none. Well, because you don't have friends, you have never made connections, cause and effect. You have proof, or do you just spout BS online like the rest of your garbage dusty ass B words? I'm even I'm too amused to even censor myself for YouTube. YouTube, give me some slack. This is too funny. And lastly, muting this because I didn't expect this to get so much attention, but if anyone of my mutuals on here want to play Xenoverse and has an Xbox, I'm down to play. DM me or add my GT Flaming Turtle 16. And did Tim Tiger 16 get his Xenoverse sessions in? Who knows? Who cares? Probably didn't, because he has no friends. He's a furry and he tries to raise bait on x.com. So next time, before you try something like that, at least try to make sure that you're hitting the right marks there, because again, there are people like this individual online too that will gladly back him up. But when you make arguments that are completely indefensible and lack all kinds of logic, you really can't expect people to be on your side with anything. But for right now, it's everything. I do hope to see you on the next one.